JC Truckin' on YouTube. Hi guys, Tiffany here, and welcome to my quilting life. Today is Sunday, the 28th of July, and today we have a special guest who's here to make himself a table runner with my help and guidance, of course, because, well, I didn't even give him a rundown of the machine. I just kind of said, let's make something, and that's what we're going to do. So that everybody knows when the man is in front of the camera, this is Justen. You guys know him as JC Truckin' on the chat rooms. And yeah, this is Justen, CJ's daddy. He's here for CJ's birthday, which is today. So yeah, we're going to make him, he's going to make mostly, as I'll just do the sewing part, a rail fence table runner for his kitchen table. So I thought that would be fun that he do his work.
Hi, everybody.
So hi, Vicky. Hi, Sonia. So I'll let a couple of you get on. We got Scott here too. If you hear crunching, it's because he's eating potato chips in the background. But obviously he's shirtless as always. So he can't be on the camera.
I don't want to be on the camera.
And for me to be able to read, I was going to turn this on, but I guess I'll just leave it off and read from here. So for me to be able to read, I need to put some glasses on. So we'll see. They're saying hi, Scott, too, because you're in here. So we are going, he chose a bunch of greens, and we are going to start by having him cut all of his strips in half, because that way we can mix them around. Now, if you out there want to make a rail fence, and you can just do it in 3 colors to make 6.5-inch blocks, we are starting with 2.5-inch strips, and 3 of them together, alternating, like, so you sew 3 of them together, and every time you cut it, you just alternate the block. He's going to do it a little bit different. Instead of 3 of the same color over and over again, he's going to cut these all in half, and we're going to sew 3 colors together, alternating all the colors so that it's scrappy. So, and that way all the colors can blend through the whole thing. So he went ahead and chose 6 different colors, and we're going to trim them all in half and make a table runner. So we're going to start by having him cut all his strips in half on the folded end. So yeah, you already did that one. And that one.
This one's done?
Yeah.
Okay.
So all you have to do is the last of them. So we're putting him to work, because you guys know we need male people in the quilting world, and Justen at least is willing to try. I still can't get Scott to be on camera, guys. So we're having Justen do it today. I thought it would be fun. And I'm pretty sure he's going to have fun with this too, because he's helped me. Justen has helped me cut up quilt blocks before. So
It's time consuming.
yes, very much so.
Tiff's going to turn him into a quilter.
He's like, no.
Hey, you never know.
He's laughing.
I do the
No.
cooking.
He's the cook.
He's a very good cook.
So do you want me to just start with 3 colors so far?
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
I'll get to some sewing. We'll put these 3 together.
I thought you were gonna.
Let you do it, yes, but I'm going to start sewing
Keep
so that it goes
describing
faster.
what you're gonna do.
So now we have 3 colors. And I'm going to put the most lightest one in the middle, just because it'll help with this. So this would be the lighter one. And I'm going to throw that in the middle. And I'm going to sew these 3 pieces, 2.5-inch strips together. And these are just half the strip. So I'm going to put them right sides together and sew from the selvage end. And this is the selvage end on this one.
Okay, you said those are gonna be cut down to 6-inch lengths after you get the 3 together.
Yep. So we're just going to start sewing, and I got so that you guys can know, since he's in the front of the camera, I have the stitch length onto 2 so that these can be subcut without ruining the integrity of the stitching. Some yourself down one side, right sides together. I need to plug the iron in already. Because I'm going to make him do the ironing as well, guys.
Is this thing mobile? I could bring it in a little.
No, it's fine. They can see.
Okay.
For now, I'm just going to, don't mind the sound. I don't have no fingernails to make the pressing sound nice. Just going to finger press it out of the way, grab the next strip, right sides together, and you can start putting those in sets of 3.
Just want every one of them random?
Yeah, however you want them in sets of 3, as long as there are 3 different ones in each pile.
Okay.
And I'm using my seam, my 1/4" seam, like it's like a surefoot, really. What it is. And I'm trying to get something else done while I'm right here. I know I'm on normal earlier than normal, but it's Cyrus's birthday today, so everybody's going to be doing stuff in a little while. Just going to open it up, finger press it, and then this needs to be pressed. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. We'll start sewing these together. So he's doing his in all greens and green colors.
It is my favorite.
And I'm not stretching or pulling on any fabric. And obviously we probably pulled out more pieces than we need, but anything that's left over can just go in my finished pile of stash stuff, or he can make table mats another day with the rest to go with his, or placemats and to go with his table runner. Another time though, or I could just throw them together while he's not here. You want to come say hi so everyone can say happy birthday?
What's that?
Come over here, say hi. Come stand next to Daddy.
I can drag you in. Hey.
He's weird.
Now you have to come get your money.
Live feeds. Okay, what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna show you this real quick before anything. So you're gonna take these pieces, and I want the seams. They're all going the same way since I finger press them. You're just gonna run this over, making sure that that seam is open, and then run it over the next one. But keep that strip nice and straight. Don't see how I just pushed it like that. Just try to keep it straight. The seam is already finger pressed, so it's easier. Oops, don't touch the iron. Just keep them straight like that. And then just stack them over here for cutting after.
If you see any that kind of look similar, just fix them back up.
Okay. All right, so I'll be sewing while he's pressing. So I'm just putting them right sides together and sewing down. Let's see how fast we can get this made. We got 4 people right now. Oh my mistake. So I'm just finger pressing the seams to make it easier for him to press. I'm just going all one direction because it's not going to matter. The blocks never have matching seams on this except for joining rows.
Okay, pieces like this won't matter. They'll get mixed up.
Yeah, they'll get
Eventually.
mixed up, yes. Every piece will get mixed up. How's everybody doing today? everybody nice and good, enjoying their Sunday? Hubby fell last night. He was trying to walk on his broken ankle as he cast it, Vicky. Well, he's casted, so he just got a little bit more. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. That is suck having a broken ankle. So in between ironing now, you can start cutting things down
Okay.
to the 6.5 inches.
6.5 inches.
Yeah, I'll show you right now. Let me sew this on real quick, and then I'll show you.
Am I using this ruler?
Yeah, that little one. Makes it so much easier. I'll show you how to do it in a second. This walker, he's good. And then there's chair. Alright. So I'm going to show you how to do this real quick. Wait.
So we have
So
to cut
what
a
you're
straight
gonna do-
line first. Right?
Is you're going to take and trim off salvage, because I'm trying to sew them all together, salvage to salvage. And
Okay.
see how this lines up perfect? Because it's 6.5 inches now. 3 2.5 inch strips equals 6.5 inch squares. So you cut this edge off and then cut this edge off. So you can start this way since you're right-handed.
So
by,
this is 6.5 inch right now?
Yeah.
Okay, oh, 6 and then a half inch. Okay.
so if you only want to use your right hand, just go to the other side of the table and or make your
Just do
straight
it-
line
just do
first
it
this
this
way.
way.
Make your straight line first, and then bring the ruler back on, aligning it on the other side, and you'll have 3 corners to line it up on.
Right. Okay.
So just hold it nice and straight. Or you can start cutting on this side like this,
Yeah, I think we should do that. Make it-
by going like this. I cut with both hands.
But this is
so
straight
line it
line,
up,
right?
yes. So just cut that off,
Yep.
and then turn the whole strip around and start over cutting the other side. Make sure you hold that ruler nice and straight.
Right here.
You have to press a little bit. You got to open the blade. Look at that, guys. He's using the blade. Turn it back around. Go that side. Just cut as many as you can off of it, and whatever's left over that's not 6.5, just put the file, and I
Now,
will
if they're
use.
slightly wrong, is that okay?
I'm a retard. I just sewed it wrong sides together.
Now, if it's slightly, like the slightest bit out of square, is that okay, or does it have to be perfect?
It's best to be as accurate as possible for it to lay right.
Mm-hmm. It's actually
Should be pretty accurate. If you press them accurate, they come out accurate every time. And if we only make the top, I'll come back later with quilting it, obviously, because we might not get it all done in a short period of time. How many did you get for
3.
3? Okay. Anything like this except over I can use some other things. This one, because the edges go in that bedding basket over there on the ground.
What was that?
It's just a notification.
Oh.
I tell them not to worry about the sound they hear. So what do you guys think? Is this a good enough video for you guys for a Sew Sunday? Starting the non-quilters in the quilting world. He likes my quilts. He buys them, but I'm pretty sure he's not really interested in making them.
Not completely, no. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Like a lot to do. You finding it easier to cut towards yourself?
What do you think of it?
I didn't measure how many pieces we were going to need at the beginning of this either, so there might be 1 or 2 left over. We went with something beginner friendly for this project here. While you cut. All right. Them are fresh. Here, I'll make the project go quicker. You can just sit down and talk to people.
About what?
Whatever you want to talk about. You can ask how everybody's doing today.
Yes, how is everybody doing today?
Oh my goodness.
What? Is it not straight?
Everybody's just perfect.
Doesn't sound like a good thing.
It's perfect. See, I'm so good at this and been doing it so long. that
Oh,
this
you
is-
can just do a couple of sides.
Yeah.
Okay.
Line them up. I don't recommend stacking them like this. You can, if you're using a long ruler, you can stagger them for those of you who want to try this at home. I'm just doing it this way to get it done faster because we only have so much time to try to throw together a whole entire quilt top, or table runner quilt top at least. So I'm doing it my way.
And you have to push much harder.
Oh yeah, much harder. Just clean the room so. Nice.
You're doing great, Sonia. See, you said you stay right here?
Yeah, I'll just put them on my scrap pile. All right, so now we're going to be able to lay it out in however he wants to lay it out kind of manner.
This is the part I get to choose, right?
Yep, you can do whatever you want now.
Okay, now, are you going to explain this? Because you said you
Okay.
were going to.
So for the rail
Explain.
fence, you're going to start with one this way and one this way. Trying not to put the same colors touching. One this way. You can move them around as you please, obviously.
I don't think the camera can see that very
That
well.
way.
So.
Hold on, I can turn it just a little. We're going to turn the camera, guys, so that you can see what we're doing. Laying it out right there. We're just going to keep going and
And then side by
start
side?
the next row.
Okay.
You should be able to do 3 rows. You know? So one's up and down, one's side to side. We can move this out of the way. So that you can go further down to get 3 rows like this. So we can see how long we're going to get it. That way. That way. One's up and down, one's side to side. That's how the rail fence works. Or fence rail. Some people call it fence rail, some call it rail fence. Now, third row. I'll help you with that third row. We need one of these colors over here. Alright, so it's 3 across by however many you can fit down. I mean, 3 down by however many across. You know?
Oh, man, that color's popping up on the wall.
Yeah, you might have to mix it in over in some of those.
How about that?
Like in this one, right here. Swap that for that.
Then flip it over because close to that.
Okay, go there.
This one can. You have no choice but this.
We're gonna come further down now because once they're together, you're gonna lose all these seams. It won't be this big, trust me.
Okay, I know.
Oops, that one matches.
Oh, it matches.
So throw this guy in.
Okay. Double check. We're gonna have some that are gonna match. Yes.
Turn it around. Yeah, just like that.
It's a very prominent color.
And one more row of 3, I think, or 2 more rows of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You can do 2 more rows of 3.
Awesome.
That's perfect, exactly.
Awesome.
So
There we go. All right, let's set this up real quick.
just lay it on top.
Hold on. Just want to make sure I'm doing it there.
I'm gonna start sewing the rows together. Unless you want to move anything else around.
Hold on. Let me make sure that these
We'll move
do.
it up just a little so you can see better. Up just a little, just a little. As far as I can get it up. We're gonna have to overlap just a little. We don't have much room right here on my little table. There you go. That way you can make sure they're not touching. So we got plenty of pieces to make a table runner from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 12 2.5-inch strips to start. That one over like that.
There. Man, oh, we're having kind of an issue with this last piece right here. Oh, there you go. Whatever. Just do that right there.
Or
Get rid of that. No.
put a
That very, no. That.
stripey right here.
There you go.
Swap this guy for this guy on the top like that. There we go. And turn him around. Oh no, he's touching that one.
He's touching this, and then this would be touching this. Problem is, I have a lot of these colors.
So we'll swap
that guy with the middle guy. That's all the same color right there. Yeah, put those around.
Oops. Turn this way. Turn this one this way. And turn this one
No.
with this one. Oh,
There you
that way like that. Turn this guy all the way like that. Nope, that still touches. Swap.
go.
Nope,
Swap.
that guy touches.
Swap this one with this one. This is just that. Yeah. Oh, there you go, right there. Better?
Yeah, these two are touching. No, they're not touching. There we go.
And then these two, I do have a lot of that. Where else did that come from?
It's just how they were sewn together. All
I
right.
think it's just because it's a poppy color.
All right, so we're gonna start with these three.
Okay.
That was the farthest one, right?
Yep.
That was the middle, and that's the last.
All right, there you go. Do you want the camera adjuster or is it fine?
Nope, it's fine.
All right.
You can still see me sewing.
Yep.
And there's no seams to match on this, guys. This is the fun part about this quilt.
Quilts or table running?
Table. Same thing. It's still it's a quilted table runner. And this one goes this way.
Yes. Sure. Let's, or
Yeah,
was this
it
one?
does.
Yeah, okay.
That was the end.
Okay.
Let me do it my way, or else I'm gonna lose my.
You go right on
I
ahead.
get distracted easily.
You have to do all these first and then sew them all together.
So lay that right here.
Yep.
I want 1, 2, 3 like this. This was the furthest one. That's the second one.
You gonna say hi yet? How do you like it?
It's too big.
It's too big. What about the colors?
It's not gonna be too big.
Yeah.
It's gonna be perfect size. Exactly table runner size. A bit too small.
What camera?
My
do you
fault,
use?
probably.
It's okay.
Anything else?
We're on
All
the-
of them. Is that gonna matter too much?
3. Hold on, just lay them there. I'll sew those rows together. In a
No,
few
no,
minutes.
I'm just looking at it.
It's not gonna matter. It'll fit in the corner.
Oh no, I'm not talking about size. I'm just looking at the pattern.
So here's this one. And I'm sewing anything that we nest will be right, left, so everything will be nice and lined up. So this row is being pressed to the right, the last one was the left, the first one was to the right. That's how I'm remembering.
And when you say pressed, you mean with the iron?
Yeah, I'll press it. We'll press it all after it. I just nest without the iron thing. We get it done faster that way. We're trying to do the whole thing where we can quilt it as well. You know? And when I say press, I'm putting that seam facing that way.
Okay.
On this row, all the seams facing that one way.
Okay.
And then the next row will be facing
Maybe
out.
that's how that one got off. Maybe I pressed it wrong. Like the iron.
Okay.
You didn't explain that to me. So. Now I know.
At least you're touching, but that's okay. I just realized that.
Which ones? Oh, those two? Yeah. I
No
know.
big deal.
It's hard with these for whatever reason.
We're having fun. He's learning. I was just the sewer. He chose the colors.
I think that
This
was nice. And we
one's
could always
being-
throw the other one together real quick.
This one's being pressed this way. Oh, the blue.
Yeah, could you imagine trying to match that up? Because I was choosing.
It would have just
Two
been
of
the
the
same
same.
thing over and over. Yep. The white would have made a zigzag on the way
Yeah.
each way. Is how it works that way.
So this is the color turned out better.
See? We're having fun here, guys. This is so much fun. I got someone actually in the sewing room with me.
You still Sunday?
I taught Maxine, Bobby, and Reno to make blocks, 9-patch
How
blocks.
long ago was that?
Like 3 or 4, maybe 5 months ago.
So it has been a while.
Yeah, after the whole thing's put together, then we can press the whole thing at once.
Okay.
Because it's easier for me. It's going together pretty darn quick though, so that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't take that long. He's like, I don't want to be on forever. He didn't want it to be a forever video. That he's like, but doesn't it take forever? I said, not little projects like this. This is something you can whip together quick as a quick gift if you want for someone, or what is it called when you show up at someone's house because they just moved in, like a housewarming gift, you know?
This is going on my wall. It's gonna be like art. 2.
And 3.
Put this in a nice frame.
Well, we're still gonna quilt it, so you don't need to frame it. You can just put a little wall hanging thing on it. If you don't want to use it on a table, we can put a wall hanging tag on it. A little hook in the corner when we bind it.
I don't really use my coffee tables or my kitchen tables. So.
Well, then you can use it for whatever.
My coffee table is also not the right shape for this. Oh, I could hang this on the back wall of the truck,
This
on
one
the inside of it.
and this one go like this, right sides together. Now we're gonna put all these little rows together. And you could probably, for those of you, you can build it in the row that way, or you can build it in rows like I just did. It doesn't really matter. And then we just nest these seams up. What's the question? I am tired today, super tired. I didn't sleep really good last night, and my body is kind of achy, which makes me fatigued, but I'm spending time with family, so the next one is this one. Yep, and yep.
Okay.
And there's no seams to nest except for connecting the rows. That's it. That's the only one seam from the whole block is connecting the rows together, and that's it. And I just finger press them for now. Line this end up. Now I'm just going to twist it around this way so that I'm attaching from the right side. So this one would go like this. Yep. We're getting this done. We're going to try to even put it together and quilt it. We're going to try.
Try.
That's the big word here, try. Yeah, if you guys don't remember, he's the one that's always on the chats asking the questions that some people just never get to ask. When he can catch them, because he can't watch while driving, obviously.
Or while I'm sleeping.
Or while he's sleeping. But he's a truck driver, so that's why you guys always see JC trucking. He's a truck driver, and he's all over the country, so he's probably passed through your town,
Or near it.
or near it.
Yeah.
But was it that way? It goes this way.
Yep. We're getting the area where everything's really hitting each other.
It's okay, though.
I know, that's fine. I don't mind it.
We chose more than the normal 2-colored or 3-colored quilt, so I like the scrappy look of it. I don't like the 3-colored. I don't know why. It just looks better with more.
Gives you more to look at.
Yep.
That's what I like about most
And
quilts.
this is actually making it look camel
Yeah.
style.
I'm glad I went with greens.
Here. We're checking to make sure each row. Where are we at time wise?
I
It says on the screen.
tell you.
Top.
Oh, 35 minutes.
Look at that. So the little table runner goes together quicker than I thought. When you see that happening, it's because the shredding of the fabric.
Okay.
Sometimes that happens. It's not
When
all
it bunches
fabric.
up a little bit.
It just gets stuck on the
Oh.
presser foot. And then one more row, right?
One more.
And we'll press it and we'll measure it. Cut some backing fabric.
This one have batting in it or just fabric only?
No, we don't have batting.
Okay.
We're gonna use scrap batting.
Right. Makes sense.
Whatever I have left over in the closet, I have tons of
Makes sense.
scrap.
Seem to be the perfect things to use that for.
Yep, that's what scraps are for, is either quilt as you go or table runners and placemats and stuff like that. All right, one more row to attach. This way.
It's good.
And nothing is perfect. This is 100%. Well, I mean, the seam things are all nesting perfectly, but the color placement, if you want to be particular about it, place them how you want. That's why it's best to lay it out. Now all I do is press it, measure it, and then pick out a backing fabric.
Oh, we should have done that earlier.
Just didn't think nothing of it.
All right. You want to show 'em? Or wait,
Let's
yeah,
press it real
it.
quick.
I missed
The iron has to reheat back up. It turns itself on pause.
that. Oh, nice.
If that makes any sense, it pauses itself.
Okay, now you're pressing it in a specific order or just pressing all over?
I'm just pressing because I pushed all these seams with my finger.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting them,
Well, I just remember you saying you were alternating back and forth.
just making it nice and flat. That's all that matters. It's nice and flat. There's no pleats or folds, which is when the fabric folds over. So you can accidentally iron a pleat
Right.
like that.
And
You
then-
don't want that. You want to just make sure everything's nice and open. That's why I use a lot of steam. It took a minute for the steam to catch up with the iron. But everything was finger pressed. That's why I spend all that extra time to finger press. It lays so flat.
Right.
Okay. So far here, his you can hold your other end. Look at it, even matches him.
Yeah.
He
good
can
trick
wrap
there.
it around himself. So here's his table runner top. And you can see a nice blend of color. They don't totally match up, which is a good thing. Now we're going to measure it. Doesn't matter what we measure then. We're at 18 and a half by, just fold it in half and take that number, or just lay it on the table. Find that end, hold it there, by 48 and a quarter. So we need some fabric.
What are you guys doing? You need me to get you anything?
Nope, we're gonna choose him. We're gonna choose him some backing. So go around the room and see if there's something that you like.
It's almost
You want to do
done.
this? It's green, and it's right here.
Well, I kind of want it to be reversible. Actually, it looks nice. What do you think?
I like it.
I'm just, going here. We got this one with leaves.
I can have that as festive.
You can add a
Ooh,
border around
Tomorrow,
it if
and
you
that's
wanted,
for the holidays.
or you can do something with horses. I have horse fabric.
Oh,
No, no, okay. Just curious. We got what I used on mine, kitchen sink for the kitchen.
Batman. No. Oh, no.
Got pigs and
Green,
everything.
green checkers.
Let's see.
Or we have real camo.
No real camo. Also not a camo guy.
Or
What's that bright green?
this.
What is that?
This is cobwebs with spiders. It's Halloween fabric.
What do you think? What do you think?
That's
Is that
too much.
Too much?
Too much.
Yeah, that's,
Hi,
that's
Terry.
a little much.
Today we have Justen with us. He's making himself a table topper, or he's actually going to use it as a wall hanging. Have a
Come help me.
Halloween.
How much is color?
Look.
Ooh, what do you think?
Oh yeah.
You want to do
Think that's too much?
Halloween? It is too much, but yeah.
Show it to them.
What do you guys think? He's thinking we got some Halloween ghosts and graves.
Well, that's not going to be visible, really, if I have it this side up, right?
Or you can
Oh,
do.
they were like,
Well, see, we have the actual Batman right there.
You want Batman?
Is that SpongeBob? No, Snoopy.
No.
God, downloaded Wilton stuff.
hey, we got deer, buffalo.
Oh, you know what? That might actually
you an
be a
animal
good
guy?
one right there.
How about something like that, Tiff? Will that
What
work?
do you think?
This might be clothing fabric. This is clothing.
Yeah.
Clothing
Sorry.
fabric?
Sorry.
Well, we can
that's
put it on there.
Is it expensive? No, I don't want to use your
No,
expensive
it's
stuff.
not expensive.
So what do you think? That or that? I can go for either.
I actually prefer this one
That
better
one? Okay,
Yep.
let's do that one.
because it dulls it down.
Okay.
And we can use it for binding.
All right, then where does this one go?
Here.
Yeah, this feels different. It doesn't feel.
Does it
Like,
feel like more like a
It's for like to
Pants-
make a
pantsuit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
suit type material.
yeah, it's awesome looking, but it feels.
All right.
I'm wondering the width of this fabric. What did I say we needed?
Oh
Oh yeah, this is plenty. So let's just cut off.
18 something.
Yeah.
And
This is a 60
48.
inch fabric. So
Okay.
all we need is to cut off this much.
Pushing this checkered one back in there.
Just the big huge ruler. So we're gonna cut this backing to be about a few inches bigger.
You want to take one?
Yeah, just that and my cutter. Where'd it go? Over there. I'm just gonna cut this off right here. Now we're just gonna go here.
Sonia says that backing will look good.
Yes, it will look just fine. So now what we're gonna do is find some
Oh, did
batting.
she mean this one or the ghost one?
Oh, I don't
Which
know.
one did she
See
say?
how
I
long
don't know.
this
I
is?
thought
Now
she
we
was
just
talking
need
about this.
Okay.
to cut the,
That was 40 and a quarter, I think you said.
we're just gonna do like this.
Oh, just rough.
A rough cut down here on the other end, because we're gonna quickly put it together with some batting. So we'll just do a rough cut right here. And the rest of this could be for bind.
Okay, good.
The rest of all that will bind this thing. Now we need some batting though.
Batting.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew it together a totally different way. We're gonna sew this together a totally different way that you guys are used to seeing me sew. Let's see what we got batting wise. This is probably not wide enough, so we might have to.
Double up.
Hold on, I might have one wide enough.
Wide enough, but not long enough.
Wide enough, but not long enough. So let's see. We're gonna piece it together. Put that over there.
Is that the same thickness?
It's the same stuff.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do my famous turn that machine on and piece it together.
Okay.
So we could take batting, if you guys don't have enough, and piece batting together. With a zigzag stitch, cut one more this length, just like this. Most of it's gonna end up scraps anyway.
Well, this is your scrap, you said.
Well, yeah, the rest of it will be scraps. So watch, we're gonna turn the other machine on, which I'll be out of the screen for a second.
Pot holders. You can make pot holders out of that little stuff. There you go.
Yeah, pot holders. Well, technically you shouldn't, because this one's a poly blend. Pot holders should be
never
cotton.
Never mind.
Okay, I'm gonna sew this together real quick over on the other machine, and I'll be right back while he sits and reads comments.
Yes, let's see. That is this one right here?
And I have black thread in here. Is that gonna should show through?
No, that's dark material. Backside maybe.
I shouldn't. Hopefully not. I'm not gonna bother though, because I don't like changing the thread out.
You only want to
I need to find the pedal. I need to find the pedal for this, guys. Oh, we need a zigzag. Six. Okay, now.
Good to meet you all too.
So now you guys can put a face to the name when you guys see him on.
I've been missing a lot of the shows lately. Bad hours, working real early. CJ still won't say hi. Go play with his money though, right next to the microphone. Hey, don't do that.
Okay, so I just want to show you guys this when batting is pieced together. I used black thread. You're not supposed to do that, but I did anyway. It should hide. So that's how batting is pieced together. Make sure you're laying it where your smooth side is on one side and your rough side is the other. Make sure you're laying it that proper way when you go to attach. So now I'm going to attach this one to this one.
Well, it's good that you're using black thread today so you can show how it's done.
Yep.
This is supposed to be a tutorial, so of some sorts.
My fingernail is ripped, so it's catching.
How bad it will slide. It's only at 18%.
You're downloading it to your game? That's good. It's actually working.
It won't. No, it won't work on my other Xbox. I had it on my different Xbox. I had all the memory,
Oh. Damon's old Xbox?
which are probably going to delete half the stuff since I don't play that stuff. Skyrim, because I don't play that. Fallout, maybe not.
What if it doesn't work after you're done loading it?
That sucks.
Yes.
Then I just delete it.
What are we doing after this, Tiffany?
The next step.
Sizing that down? Or, oh, you're going to sew all three
Swatch.
pieces together. Okay.
An
I'm just trying to be questioning and talking to her.
Yeah, I'm.
Concentrating.
Mom, you should make me a Canadian flag.
For what? You're not a Canadian.
Still.
Just want random flags in your room?
Yeah.
All right, so let's move this out of the way temporarily.
I want the maple.
What I'm going to do is trim off all this extra thread so it doesn't get, just in case, and anything. All right. I'm gonna lay this on the floor for a second. The floor is nice and clean. And I'm gonna lay the top on top of it real quick and turn this down so that all these extras, I don't have nothing to shift, just the top and some scissors. So right now I'm laying this on the floor real quick to trim the batting. Just so it's sort of a straight line all the way around. And then I'll show you guys the next step. So give me a second and I'll get up.
Sorry, I'm not being too talkative. She's already answered most of my questions already.
Just go some little scrap bag over there.
Oh, yeah. Someone's saying hi to your hand. Look at that.
And yes, I'm down on the floor, which is something I'm going to regret later. But
We should have set up your other table,
oh, my other
your ironing table.
ironing table. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, I can do all this stuff.
Okay, so what we're going to do, this is how this works. So we're going to do this a totally different way than we normally would. I got my ripped fingernail. Everything. We are going to take the batting with the right direction upwards. This is the short piece, right? We're going to take the backing fabric and we're going to put it right sides up on top of the batting.
Okay, I have one question. How do you know what way the
Ooh,
right way
cross
up is
this.
for the batting?
Okay, the batting has,
Oh, you have
see how
a
this is
rough
rough
and a smooth.
and that is smooth?
Smooth always goes towards the main piece.
Smooth is going towards the bottom. We're gonna press this real quick because this is kind
No,
of.
no, no. What I'm asking is the smooth side always goes towards the side that's always going to be facing up on the quilt.
No, the smooth side actually usually goes towards the bottom, but I won't be able to sew it with the rough side down because it's a poly blend.
Oh, okay. So if it was cotton, it'd be fine.
If it was cotton, it would be fine. It wouldn't catch in my feet, dogs.
All right. And it doesn't affect the look, overall look, right?
No.
Okay.
This is just the stitch and flip method.
That's all I wanted. You're saying a lot of big words I don't understand.
Okay. So
No,
again,
avec
we're gonna
côté.
lay this on here,
No, avec côté.
right side up
The French.
like this,
No, avec côté.
nice and
No,
flat.
avec côté.
And then we're gonna put the quilt top right sides down. So that way the backing and the quilt top are right sides together. You want it as flat as you could possibly get it.
Oh, and then you'll be sandwiching the whole thing when you're.
Yeah, just watch. We gotta
Okay.
swap to a different foot on here. So again, batting down on the bottom, quilt backing facing right side up, then quilt top right side down in that exact order. And then you can pin it if you want. I'm not going to because I'm going to stitch all the way around the whole thing, but leave an opening for flipping. So give me a second to switch out to a different foot so that this doesn't get all messed up.
That is quite.
Well, I don't want it to catch funky, so I put the correct one on. And then
Have I watched you put batting in something before? I don't think I have. I don't think I've seen this process.
except for the long arm, you've watched me long arm. He's actually messed with the long arm before, guys. Isn't that amazing? Hi, Betty. Trying to get your sewing machine to work. All right, so now I'm going to pull this over right here. And I'm going to start stitching about halfway. I'm going to keep it all nice and flat as it possibly can get, which it is. It's staying flat. It's a table runner. It should stay nice and flat the whole time. I'm going to start about in the middle, pretty much halfway down. I'm going to put the whole thing under here, and I'm sewing a 1/4 inch from the edge of the back or the quilt top itself. I'm using that as my seam guide, and I'm going to make a back stitch right here at first, just a little one, and I'm going to adjust my stitch length a little bit bigger because now we don't have to worry. And I'm going to sew all the way around the whole entire edge of the quilt top sandwich here. And I'm just going to keep it nice and flat and try not to adjust. You can pin it if you want, but we're making a quick project here, so we're trying to just do it and get done. So I'm going to sew all the way around, holding any seams that need to be held down, and so on and so forth.
You want to pull that a little bit, or?
I'm keeping it nice and flat as I go all the way around. I'm going to come to this end and take a quick back stitch, break it, turn it.
Okay.
It's nice to have a flat surface for this, guys. I'm going to come right here, take a little back stitch, sew down the side, keeping everything nice and flat. I know you guys never see me do it this way, but we're having fun here, so. This is the fastest way to do quilt sandwiches like this. Well, you can pivot at the end too if you want. I'm not, I'm just doing it this way.
Look all right.
Trying to keep it nice and flat. Yeah, it's
It
fine.
does. Look at that.
I'm just trying because my stuff keeps getting caught in feed dogs because it is a blend. So I'm trying not to pull on it too much. And I'll let Justin have the joy of flipping it out.
Let me do something else.
Yep. You can even quilt it if you want. course, I didn't give you a machine rundown, so
I'm gonna let you do the quilting part. I like the way you quilt.
well, I'm not going to do free motion or anything. I'm just going to quilt stitch in the ditch. Okay. Sometimes they bend. It's not my fault. Keeping it all nice and flat. Again, like I said, pinning probably the best way to do it. But we're just doing it a quick project here. Turn this end, keeping all this nice and flat. I got this side and half of the other side to sew. I'm just using white thread as well because white blends with every color. And I just have a regular foot on for this part, for the sewing. You can use a walking foot. The only thing about the walking foot and the feed dogs together, if you're using a poly blend batting or an all 100% poly, you're going to get a lot of the batting getting stuck. So that's why I put the different foot on the top to prevent that. And last turn, and I'm only going to sew to leave a hand's width of space in between. See, it's getting stuck on the feed dogs. But if you want to do a quick baby quilt, this is also an easy way to do a baby quilt. Come right here. I'm at my opening, back stitch, break it, and now we're going to trim this down before we flip it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. It's faster. For me, it's nice and flat. Hold this straight on here. Trim off that.
Now I see everything coming together. That's nice.
I'm going to trim this edge off. Okay. Turn it. Trying to keep everything nice and flat. It's good to have a nice big table and cutting surface for stuff like this. Pull it down towards me. Straighten it back out. Just like so. Line this up. I'm lining it up on the edge of my 1/4 inch seam. Bring the project close to me. Just trim this line off nice and straight. Trim it again. You guys can see what I'm doing here. Good. I'm glad that the camera can see it. And one more side finish cutting, and then we're going to trim the corners off.
Trim the corners off.
Yeah, so that you'll have a nice straight edge.
Okay.
Like when you go to flip it, watch, you'll see. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take and just cut right here, but not cut my stitch line. Just going to trim off just a little bit right here at the ends.
45.
Pretty much a 45-degree angle. Yes, you're correct. Come over here to these two. I just don't want it poking when you go to flip it the other way.
Yes, that makes sense.
So I'll just show you guys real quick on the camera. So I just cut it off right to the stitching line, just like that. Just a straight line so that when right now, you're going to reach your hand in this hole. And you're going to go grab that end. You can reach your hand in there. I might have went too small.
No, I can't.
You can pull the whole thing out.
Just from the one corner.
And just go through all the corners and pull it all out.
Come on.
And then in between this step, we'll press it one more time to lay nice and flat, but it should come out nice and flat. And you can just pull the rest of the whole thing through. And if you had pins, you got to make sure that you took your pins out before that step, because or else your pins would be inside of it.
I'm sure it's been forgotten by somebody in the past.
Oh, and we can quilt it in green thread too.
It's not going to take you too long to set up, right?
No, this is exactly what is on here is what's going to be quilted with. Because I'm going to do a seam all the way around the outside to seal it. So now reach your hand in there and push out all these edges. Reach your fingers all the way in there and push that out nice and flat. Show everyone what you're doing.
Okay, so anyways, like that.
Push
Where
your
am I
finger
at?
in,
Right here. And then there you go.
push it out, get that corner nice and flat. You can use your
There you
hand.
go. You can see it's nice and
Now
flat
do
now.
another corner.
Let's see. Where are we at?
Hi, Debbie. I just saw your name on there. Push it out. If you can't get it all the way with your finger, you can.
Oh, I got
use
it. It's coming out.
I have a shank that does it. Scott calls it the shank, so that's its new nickname, the shank.
You cut these
Press
corners
these out.
pretty. You cut these corners pretty good. So.
And one more.
Let's see. There you go.
All right. So now let's lay it on the table and flatten it out real quick. Make sure it's nice and flat because see we have this opening now that we have to seal. It's fine. I'm going to press it first to just get it. I'm going to press this real quick and I'll be right back. Just going to try to push out these right here. See this? Out
You're right.
there. We want this to be out all the way around this edge. Because I'm going to go around the whole edge when I seal it off with an 1/8 inch seam. Shouldn't be hard to do. We're just pressing it real quick. I'll show you guys in a second exactly how or what I'm doing. Because I'm going to fold this in
Okay.
when I go to close it. See how those seams ripped open?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay, because you stuck your big ass hand in there. Oops, I didn't mean to say that word out loud. Your big hands. I didn't think of it. My hands are small, you know. It's okay though, we'll close it up. That's why I'm sewing all the way around the whole thing.
Well, actually, it's a good opportunity to show how to fix little things like that.
I'm gonna reach my hand in and push these corners out a little bit better too. Alright guys, so what I just did is I'm just taking the iron all the way around the whole edge so that I can sew around the whole edge of the whole thing.
Now, does this particular piece get a border or anything?
No,
like
no
that?
binding. We don't need binding.
No
We did it the
binding.
non-binding way.
Okay, that's nice. I like that.
I just decided to make it easier at the last minute instead of the other way.
That works perfect. So that's what you meant by the not traditional way
Yep.
of doing it? Okay.
This is the binding free way.
I've always been curious about this. So this is similar to what I'd be doing if I was to like reupholster a couch cushion or something without.
I have no idea. So what I did was I just went around with the iron and pressed around this edge so that I can sew the whole thing. Now be mindful when you guys are doing it this way. When you reach your hands in, see how some of these seams ripped? This is why we should leave a hand enough opening, but it's okay. I'm going to just seal it up anyway. And it should be just fine. So I'm going to fold it and nicely press it real quick so that it stays down. Just like so. Push that over. Just like so. Stay. When I stitch the quilting part, it should seal it better.
Okay.
Oops, that was my finger. Okay.
Look at that.
So here it is so far. It's all nice and fluffy because it's a pretty thick batting. So now I'm going to come over here and seal this edge.
Seal the hand hole.
Seal the hand hole, yep. And now I'm going to start a little bit away because let's use a green. Hold on. Swap out to green real quick. Hunter green.
Oh, you already have it set up.
Yep. I don't know if I have a bobbin of it though. And I do not, so let's roll one real quick because we only need one bobbin for this project.
I've seen you do this part before.
Because you've been here while I was working. We're just gonna roll a quick green bobbin. It's nice to use the matching threads sometimes. I mean, white will blend with it, obviously, but so do you guys like this way? Because I can actually probably teach it again another time with something else. In case anybody wants to do it like this, you know?
I like this. I could do this.
Oh, I was going to push out those edges before, so anyway.
Oh,
I need a shank.
do that.
I'll just use that one. Usually I use my white one, but I don't know where it's at right now. So I'm going to take the shank and go in real quick to the corners and push them out perfectly. Because his hand didn't get it complete, but
Alright.
that's okay. I just want him to see it.
Okay, and then with this, definitely don't push too hard, right?
Yeah, you don't want to push through the fabric. Just want to push it out. Reach it to the other side.
Now let's say if that does happen, you just flip it back out and fix it.
Yeah, but it should be fine.
Okay.
So I'm
for
just
anybody
using the
future.
poker. You guys know what the poker is for the Dresden. This one. I usually have my white one, but I'm using the taped up one. All right. Oh, gotta run the thread through. So let's get this threaded into the machine and we'll get to sewing all the way around with an 1/8 of an inch seam. We're gonna go as close to the edge as possible for this first part. And then it gets quilted after. So that thread's easier for me because I have issues. I still never figured out how to use the threader. There's an automatic threader on here.
Okay.
All this time I've had this machine and I still have yet to figure that crap out. All right, so I'm gonna start stitching right here next to the edge.
Logging it already?
Oh, no, it's not. Thank you.
Where'd you put it?
Where did I put it?
There's a middle.
Right here. Oh, he saved me. I got 2 stitches. That's okay.
That's still white?
Yeah, it's probably. Okay, that comes with. It's one of those. It's one of those Sundays when we're trying to rush
We don't have to.
to have other things to get done.
I have some time.
All right. Now the bobbin and the top thread match. See those 2 little stitches in there.
Yeah. This says to get most of the time.
All right, now we can go. All right, so let me make sure that this is closed all the way. Stay up on top of there. Stay on top of there. All right, sewing an 1/8 of an inch around the whole edge. I'm just holding this. I'm kind of doing a little bit of finagling because sometimes the hole doesn't want to close properly. As long as you have no folds or pleats, you can lift the foot and adjust your finger to push it down. And then I'm going to go all the way around the whole entire thing. 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. I'm going to come to this corner, break it, twist it, drop my needle down exactly where that last, you can pivot if you want, but I'm kind of not really doing like I'm supposed to. Just try to pivot this corner. We're going to pivot this corner. all the way around. It's nice to lay the project on your lap. And so it's pretty darn quick. Oops. I did it again. It's fine though, because you're not going to see it. Nice one. There we go. I'm so used to pushing my thing. What we got? What does that say? I can't read.
It says hello from Bowling Green, Kentucky. I must say, he turned it pretty good with man hands.
Yeah.
I feel like this no binding method for quick baby quilts or table runners. Will use this on my next project.
Kind of, what do you change to use when you're sewing it for the sandwich instead of walking? I just use the, okay, this is my Juki, so I'm using the 1/4 inch foot, but not the one with the guide. I'll show you guys in a second. I'll take the foot off because I got to put my other one back on anyway after I'm done quilting. Come a little bit beyond the back stitch. Let me take this off so I can show you guys what foot. Since they come off really easily. This is the foot I'm using. It's just the basic Juki foot. This one actually works so much better for this method. Like, it's way easier. I don't know, it's easier to line up that 1/8 inch seam as well all the way around the whole thing. So it's definitely.
Oh, do you want to show them the seam? The seam?
Yeah, you can show that. Let me trim all this off. I threw all my little pieces over here. Shouldn't have cut the threads, but I did. So you can just show that I put an 1/8 inch seam all the way around.
I don't know if you can see the seam real well.
Probably not.
Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. You can see where it
And I'm going to quilt
differentiates.
it exactly with this foot too, because it'll, I'm only stitching in the ditch, and I'm going to change the stitch length to a 3 to look more hand stitched. And all I'm going to do is stitch in the ditch on each row and then in between each row, just to make it so much easier. No,
okay.
just this, 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 and then this, and this.
Okay, and then nothing else?
And then nothing else.
Okay, that works perfect.
Yep.
Simple, simple.
So far here it is. And the back is on. The batting is in between like it's supposed to be. It's all nice and sealed. So all I'm going to do now is a quick quilt. So I'm going to start it right here. And I'm not going to tug or pull on anything. I'm just going to do a quick back stitch. And I'm going to stitch in the ditch. And I have the stitch length really big. It's at a 3. So that's like, I don't know, 13 or 12 stitches per inch, so it looks a little bit more hand stitched. I'm gonna hold it nice and flat. Justen,
Yes,
what's the time?
on the video, 1:14.
Oh, that's it so
You're
far?
almost 1:15. Yeah, that's good.
So I'm just keeping it nice and flat. That way I don't end up with a wrinkle or a crease right here at the end. So I'm just holding it nice and flat. We don't want it to get any creases in it, because quilting with this method will get creases. So you want to be careful. So I'm going to bring it this way and go the opposite way. Put that needle down at that first seam. Stitching in the ditch. And then we'll do all those other sideways side ones. And we'll be done. I'm just gonna go quick. Just the, I got some bubbling happening. Trying to hold it super flat. It's not always perfect this way. That's why I make the stitch length bigger, or else it's gonna bunch up a lot. Just so you guys know, it's the reason why I make the stitch length longer is so that the bunching is less. It doesn't happen as much. And you can pull on this end if you want to, but you still have to be able to hold this flat. So it's definitely a two-handed project, but it's still going to want to buckle over. And I kind of just try to finagle it in there a little. It's just how it works with this method. I'm just going to go off the edge.
Now, what method would not do this?
What do you mean, what method?
It would keep the bunching from happening on the.
So for quilting regularly and then binding. This is the no bind method.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. I see what you're saying. Instead of doing the edge, like we just
yeah.
do everything in the middle first, and then okay.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with this.
Nope. And I try to alternate the directions that I'm sewing when I'm sewing in the ditch like this.
So it'll. Cool. Okay, I get
Yeah. So if I'm going down this one, this next one should go this way. This next one will go this way. This one also from that side. So I'm alternating. So that way it takes up less chances of it bunching really bad. I'm trying to pick up all these, trim off all these at the same time. And then on the shorter way, you can just hold and pull, keeping it nice and flat. I'm so off the edge. Oops. Now I'm on this one. And these little projects fit really easily into the sewing machine throat, no matter what size machine you have. I'm gonna have a little bit of a bunch right here to prevent that. Try and prevent it.
Yeah, this project's simple enough. I could even do this.
Yes, you could. Exactly. And I think I just got 3 more to go. And then I'll trim off all the little cut threads and the starts and stops. Here's one right here coming up. So we're going to try to work that in. There we go. Yeah, that's okay though. And 2 more.
I can see that.
And 1 more. You can start taking while I'm sewing. Where did my little snippers go? Oh, over there. You can start trimming all these little, and you know,
Oh,
Starts and
where the
stops.
seams are. Okay.
Make sure I got them on too. 'Cause, yeah. But you can stitch in more ditches, or you can, you can do whatever you want. It's your project. This just, I don't know. You can just tack it down in just the corners if you even want. Just like, just a stitch forward and backwards real quick and tack it down, and that would even work. It'd make the project really puffy. And here's the front. If you see strings, that's because I did not trim all the strings off yet. So there it is. And here's the back.
Simple.
Very simple. Very, very simple way to do it, especially with baby quilts because it gets so puffy in between these little areas. So this is the no binding method. And look, I got a big fold right there. That's not supposed to happen, but this was a quick project. So see, these things might end up happening. See that fold in the fabric right there? It happens, guys. It's something that cannot be prevented, but you could like take the iron if you wanted and try to like, push it out the best as you can. Other than that, this is a quick and simple project. So you can hold up your new table runner.
Ooh. Yeah.
So he has himself a nice table runner now that he can do whatever with because it's his.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Oh. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Sew Sunday. I stuck my magnet in my thing accidentally. Oops. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of the no binding. Since I changed that at the last minute, I was going to do the binding, but we did the no binding table runner. Obviously, he needs to trim off all his starts and stop threads, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's Sew Sunday. Don't forget, if you're new to my channel, down there, that way, right there, towards his body, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that bell so that you can get notifications when I'm on, and don't forget the thumbs up, guys, and share my videos. Other than that, I appreciate all you guys for being here. Big lots and lots of hugs and kisses to all of you, and I will see you guys another day throughout the week. So, bye. Oh,
Bye.
I gotta go that way to turn it off. So,
Bye, everyone.
bye, guys. See you next time.
So we can see it now. How's it look?